everything you want to hear about the Leafs and more. This is Leafs Lunch with Andi Petrillo on TSN4 and TSN 1050, the voice of Leafs Nation.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No,
This
you
sounds
can't.
like
Yes,
me
I
and
can.
Craig
Yes,
before
I
a show.
Anything
Yeah,
you
but
can
ultimately
be,
I
can
lose
be
because
greater,
you can
sooner
do
or later,
just about
I'm
everything
greater
better than
than
I
you.
can.
Yeah, at least in my head I can. You're listening to Leafs Lunch here on TSN 1050, TSN4, and streaming online at tsn.ca. I'm Andi Petrillo alongside TSN's resident scout, Craig Button. And you know we like our theme songs to start off every show, and that one is in honor of the Edmonton Oilers going up against the Buffalo Sabres, the Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel, better known as the McEichel Bowl, if it even exists. So we're going to talk about that. Toronto Maple Leafs in action tonight, taking on the Washington Capitals. Capitals played last night against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That was a makeup game from January when that game got snowed out. Caps winners in that one, 3-2. Philip Grubauer will be in net for the Capitals. Looks like Jonathan Bernier will be starting for the Toronto Maple Leafs, once again seeing the young guns. So let's continue this theme of young players, and that would be McDavid, Eichel. They're going up against each other, Craig, and there was hype, perceived hype, trying to create this rivalry between these two guys going up against each other. What did you make of it?
Well, I mean, it's something for the fans. It's something that obviously, hey, McDavid and Eichel. Bob McKenzie, I thought, summed it up really well last night on SportsCenter and on That's Hockey. You know, when you go through a draft year with all the talk about Jack or Connor or Jack, right? You're linked for a long period of time. It's Tyler Taylor, and you know you just can never really get away from it, right? What's interesting to me is why did we never have the Ovi Evgeny, comparison? It never seemed. Yeah,
because Ovi was up against Crosby.
No, Ovi was up against Malkin. They were drafted in the same year.
Yeah, but it always seems like Ovi and Crosby have turned into each other.
But with the draft, 1-2,
yeah,
right?
no, of course.
And Pierre Maguire last night on the broadcast with the Washington-Pittsburgh game talked about how every game when Ovechkin and Malkin play each other, Ovi wants to, get after Malkin and show him that he's still the number one player in that draft. And I think, back with Connor and Jack, I mean, you got two supreme talents. I mean, Connor is unbelievable, and Jack in his own right is unbelievable. But, it's kind of like, and then they're downplaying it as best as they can, but they're competitors. And the one thing about competitors, you always want to get the best of the person on the other side of you. You think when Venus Williams goes out on the court, she's not looking to destroy her opponent?
Well, of course. Well, and Serena is going to kill Venus too. Like she doesn't care if that's her sister either.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, I mixed them up.
Yeah.
Serena, I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, a lot of Williams out there.
Yeah, no, but Serena is what I mean. And at the end of the match, they hug.
Yeah.
Serena's just annihilated her opponent.
But I think what's bothering me about this whole situation, I think Dan Bilesma also said it best. He's like, this is completely made up, this rivalry. He almost feels like he needs a playoff to really create bad blood to describe it, because sure they went in the same draft. Sure there was talk of who was going to go first, but did we really not think it was going to be McDavid going first?
Well, let me tell you what Jack Eichel said. Okay, so this is Jack Eichel before the draft. So because of the rules of the CHL, he had to go and play in the Quebec League, and he was drafted by Halifax in the first round. He could have been on a team with Nathan McKinnon and Jonathan Drouin. I mean, you talk about how dynamic they would have been. Anyway, because of where he is in Massachusetts and Boston, that's the rights of JHL. So they asked him about going to play the CHL. You know what he said?
What did he say?
He said, if I could play in the OHL, I would. That was before his draft year.
Really?
To go and show, listen, I'm not suggesting that there's this burning bad blood between the players, but I don't think there is.
No.
But there's a burning fire in both those players, not only to be the very best, but when they're facing off against one another, they want to get the better of one another. Jack Eichel said after the game last night, he says, he got the better of me.
Sure, but here's the thing.
So that's not manufactured.
I think they were trying to push them to say stuff that, is controversial to an extent, and I don't think the players would. You're not in a win-win situation. Now, here's an example. So I think the players played it right, which probably upset a lot of reporters. Now, this is what Jack Eichel had to say when he was questioned about the OT goal by McDavid, which ultimately came off a shot that Eichel made, and McDavid ended up getting the rebound. And here we go. Listen to this.
It was the turn of events was, you know, for you guys not wanting to talk about Eichel, McDavid.
Yeah.
For you to have that chance and then that chance to go in the other way.
Yeah, I mean, there's 8 guys on the ice, so it's a team game.
Right.
Well, that's one comment he said, but he also said he got the better of me.
Yeah, but he's like, but to me, that's just like, yeah, okay, leave it alone. And then
here's what I would say. You know what I would say? They're young guys. Okay, Jack and Connor are young guys. They're trying. This is another rant I'll go on later on. But
you don't go on random
rants. They're trying to say things that are not inflammatory, and everything that goes with it. So they're trying. Who's advising these guys? Who's talking to? Listen, I worked with Peter Hanlon. I think Peter Hanlon is amongst the very best PR guys in the league because he sits down with the players and says, "Here's what you can expect. Here's what you can do." Right?
Peter, Calgary.
Yeah.
Okay. Peter Hanlon's with Calgary.
Jack Eichel is trying to talk about it. He's trying to say, well, it's not about me and Connor, it's about me and the team. He doesn't have the experience yet to deal with that. Neither does Connor. Okay? Taylor Hall, talking about, back when it was Tyler. Mm-hmm. Do you think after Tyler Seguin won a Stanley Cup in his rookie year that Taylor Hall was ready to say, that was tough for me to take? No. But now, with years that have passed, and, back and forth, because Taylor Hall said, whenever we play Dallas now it's back and forth. He goes, yeah, I want to prove that, that I was worthy of being the first pick and Edmonton should have drafted me.
I think Connor McDavid actually had a great response. Oh, wait, there's more?
There is.
Oh, wow.
But he said, I have to admit, it was really tough when he won a Stanley Cup.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have said that when he was 20. He can say it now with the benefit of experience and time. So Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel are just trying to do the best they can. I think people around them need to do a better job. And I'm not trying to be critical of the people.
You didn't like their answers? Is that what you're saying?
They don't know what to say.
Well, of course not. Well, and I think this is the point I'm trying to make, though, Craig, is I feel like they were being hounded to say something that would put them in a bad light. Like, what did the media...
Shame on the reporters, then.
Yeah, what did they think they were going to say? Like, did they think Eichel was going to be like, yeah, screw him for getting 2 goals? And did they think McDavid was going to be like, yeah, I stuck it to Eichel? What did they think they were going to say?
Well, I don't know, but whatever they want, they're looking for something, whatever. My point is, there's still a rivalry between them. There's not animosity between them.
That's just a natural competitive player.
But that's what I'm saying. So, make no mistake about it. Jack's just saying, hey, listen, I'm playing the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I'm going to look at the tape. He acknowledged that Connor's a good player. We also take sound bites out of the whole thing. If you listen to the whole Jack Eichel thing, he talks about Connor's a good player.
Of
he
course.
talked about Connor, and he knows how good Connor is because he's played against him for a long time. But what the media wants is different.
And that's what's bugging me. That's what's bugging me.
Your issue is with the media.
Yeah. Well, of course it is.
But there is a rivalry between Connor and Jack. Make no mistake about it.
But I think, it's a respectful one. And I think that what they were being prodded for yesterday could have put them in hot waters. And I think they both. What I'm trying to also do is credit 2 very young players who,
agreed.
Typically, I call it YPS. Can suffer from young punk syndrome. They didn't fall for it. Now, this is actually what Connor McDavid had to say when they kept prying him.
Connor, and you said this was just going to be just another game. You score the first, you score the last, you do so in overtime in this highly anticipated contest. Describe your emotions.
Yeah, I'm excited. Anytime you can score the overtime goal, it feels good. And to do it in front of friends and family, it feels even better. But
doing so against Jack Eichel and the Sabres and all of us media types looking forward to this game, and you take over, set the tone, and you finish it.
To be honest, that's not a big deal. Like I keep saying, this game was a big deal for me because it was in front of friends and family, and it just feels good to get the win in front of them.
Poke. He didn't fall for it.
I agree with you.
Although I'm questioning how he displays his excitement. I was really excited. I'm excited.
He's gonna. For me, Connor has a good measure. Wayne Gretzky, and I think Connor has a lot of the same kind of burning fire in him that Wayne Gretzky had. Wayne Gretzky was prolific. Every night, he was phenomenal. You don't achieve what Wayne Gretzky did by not having a burning fire in you. But what always impressed me about Wayne is he said, every game I played, I wanted to be as close to my very best as possible because I didn't know who was coming to watch me for the first time, and I didn't want to disappoint anybody. Mm-hmm. So I think Connor has that same burning fire in him. I think Jack Eichel has that same burning fire in them. that, like, so when Connor says in front of my family and friends, it's also the fans. They're coming to see me. My family and friends are here. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I mean, they're both great team players. They both want to, win. They have a fire in them and winning. I talk about when I first saw them go head-to-head. It was in December 2012 at the World Under-17 Challenge. Jack was playing with the USA and Connor was playing with Team Ontario. It was in Victoriaville. And when I tell you that they went back and forth and whatever I can do, you can do better. See, I'm on a theme song.
There you go.
There was 38 other players in the game, and you couldn't take your eyes off those two. Now, I want to tell you who some of the other players in the game were. Dylan Larkin, Sam Bennett, Aaron Ekblad, Robbie Fabry. It wasn't like there wasn't other really talented players in the game. But the way that they went back and forth, just phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And I think that we should be excited about that. I don't think we have to turn it into this.
A circus. Don't turn it into a circus.
Well, I call it like boxing MMA. Where you have this contrived animosity.
I hate that.
And they're great competitors. They always want to show that they're the best. And when Jack is playing against Connor, he wants to say, look, I'm as good as him, better.
I just want them to say it with their play.
Exactly.
Because if let's just say they did respond the way, everyone was kind of.
They're not going to, though.
Then they would have been crucified by probably the same media. Oh, can you believe he said that?
Well,
can you believe it was pompous like that? Or
you know it.
And that's what drives me bananas.
You and I both.
Hate the contradiction.